Hi, I'm Carrie, a construction advisor at Canada Wood in Shanghai. Today I want to show you how to work with wood. Building with wood is easy, it's fast, and it's lightweight too. But a lot of people have some misconceptions about using wood as a building resource. They think that it's hard to use. Well, I'm going to show you today how to put together a floor and a wall. I'll show you that it's easy and fast too. First, I'm going to show you how to frame a floor assembly. Wow, I told you that working with wood was fast. But did you miss something? Well, what I'm going to do now is put together a wall assembly. You'll see how it's very similar to putting together a floor. But I'm going to do it slowly, step by step, so that you can see the steps and you can do it too. Use the blueprints to mark lines on the floor, showing where walls will be placed. Use these lines to measure wall plates. Each wall needs 2 plates which are exactly the same length. Starting at the end of one plate, mark lines so the center of the first stud will be 16 inches from the edge. It's easy. Just make a line 3/4 of an inch back from the 16-inch mark on the tape. Use a square to trace these marks onto the other plate. Now nail the bottom plate to the floor, using the line as a guide to keep the bottom of the wall straight. These nails will stop the wall from moving as it's being built, and will hold the bottom in place later when raising it. Since there is a window in this wall, first the window header must be constructed. Typically, the floor material is used for constructing headers. For this project, 2 pieces of 2x10 are nailed together to create a header. To support the header, a 2x4 is nailed to the side of a stud with sufficient space for the 2x10 header to sit on. This will hold the header at the top of the wall. To create a lower edge for the window, a shorter 2x4 is added above the previous piece. One of these assemblies is created for each side of the window. The first portion of the wall to assemble is the window. First, the header should be nailed to the supporting 2x4 with 6 nails in each side. If this is not done before installing all the studs, it will become very difficult to get sufficient nails into the side of the header. For any wall which intersects with another wall, proper backing should be prepared. In this wall, a typical corner intersection will be added by nailing 2 studs together. See how using a 3rd stud to support the boards while nailing makes the job much easier. Now it's time to place the studs in the wall. Each stud must be inspected. Any board with a curve exceeding 4 mm should be set aside and used for blocking or backing. All the studs should curve up. This is important for achieving a smooth wall. Fasten the studs to the bottom plate with 2 nails per stud. Attach the top plate to the studs and header, again using 2 nails in each stud. Next, attach the second top plate. This is used to tie all the walls together, so it must allow space for plates from other walls to overlap. The wall needs to be perfectly square before sheathing. Measure from the bottom corner across the wall to the top corner. Move the top of the wall left or right to make both measurements the same. Then use a nail to prevent any further movement.
Now that we've built the wall structure, it's an opportunity to sheath the wall before standing it up. A lot of people will stand up their wall first before applying the sheathing, but watch and see how easy it is to do while the wall is still on a flat surface.
Lay a piece of sheathing on the bottom of the wall and tack the corners. Don't fasten it completely yet. Use a nail to create a space between the lower and upper sheathing. Push the upper sheathing against the nail, then tack the corners. Remove the nails which were used for spacing, then mark lines on the surface of the sheathing to illustrate where the studs are. Use a router or saw to cut open the window. It's much easier to do this while the wall is lying flat than after it's standing upright. Now drive nails into the sheathing. 100mm spacing around the edge of the board and around all openings. 250mm spacing in all other areas.
Okay, we're almost done. We built the whole wall assembly and then we sheeted it and nailed it off. One thing left to do. We gotta stand the wall up. We need to be careful here. Don't want the wall to fall back down and hit you on the head.
Use a 2x4 as a temporary brace to hold the wall in place. See how easy it is to work with wood? It only requires one person to lift a wall. Now remove the nails which were holding the bottom plate from moving and fasten the bottom of the wall securely to the floor. There should be 2 nails between each stud.
And there it is. We're finished. Quick and easy. With practice, you can do it too.
Canada Wood is proud to be an extensive and reliable resource for the Chinese construction industry, researchers, and policymakers in connection with all facets of modern wood frame construction technologies. Remember, tomorrow will be today for you and I, and for our children. We must decide. We must decide well.